All right, so our job is, there's a scenario that's floating around.
Okay.
I've got a couple of things here, and this is really the game rules. This is our script, if you like. Ordinarily, I'd probably hang on to that script and I wouldn't show anyone, but it's probably a good thing. It's only 2 pages. We go until 2 o'clock is when the incident completes. Basically, we've got a fire north of Bunting Creek, and we're going to be performing a multitude of roles, including the incident management team sort of focus. But we've also got to do some other things, like make some calls on the bushfire information line. So basically that's who we'll be talking to, is the Region West MIG. So that's the Major Incident Coordination Unit at State Operations for Region West, for those who don't know the acronyms. Pretty much the scenario or the script spells out exactly what we've got to do. In about 3 minutes ago we would have put in a sit rep. So I'll do the first sit rep, and that way it's in. Everything's got to be in training icon, not in icon proper. And all our communications, we're going to have Nils operating, and somebody else who wants to go out and give him a hand. We'll have him operating as the activation cell, just making calls in, and then we'll do our normal OMT stuff from here. So the importance of the day is to actually exercise state operations, and in doing so we'll also exercise ourselves. I want it to be as relaxed as possible. You know, there's no big rush about anything. It's just basically put information in the state ops as quickly as we can, or as effectively as we can, based on this script.
Yes, ICON, we've arrived on scene. We have a area of bush alight. We've got 3 metre flame heights, every now and then flaring up into the base of the canopy. The wind is from the north-northwest at about 20 k's. There's currently no threats. The flanks are approximately 50 metres long. Okay, for those units that are coming up to this incident, they're best to make access along Burrendong Way to the property Kalula.
What we're doing today is we're actually providing exercise input for the state operations exercise, which is called CRULAC 2012. And basically we've got a team of people at state operations in Sydney working on around about 15 to 20 fires across the state today, and we are one of those. So in conjunction with them, we want to exercise our incident management team. So we're going through the motions of actually having an activation cell, like a real fire out on the ground, that's providing input into our incident management team so that we can coordinate resources locally to combat a fire in exercise terms, and then feed that information up to state operations. So we're actually doing 2 exercises in one for our local team that is pushing information up to exercise state operations. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Why are you doing this? What's the objective of today?
Well, it's just to ensure that prior to the onset of the bushfire season proper, which may well be a challenging season given the curing rates and the fuel loads that we've got in central West New South Wales at the moment, it's just to make sure that our people can work as a team effectively. That's why we've got other agencies here today, and also make sure that we're fluent with our tools and our systems of operation, so that people know where to go to get the right information, can utilise the maps, can utilise the ICON system, make sure that they've got a good handle on incident management procedures, so that we are on top of the game before the fire season even kicks off.
So the different areas of operation here, can you run through?
Yeah, sure. We've actually got we've got our knowledge wall up the front here, so we've got everything displayed from the weather to the mapping to the communications arrangements, the resources. The blue board there is a resource board that we have on the fire ground, and then we've got the resource board further in the corner that shows our capacity. So that's all the units that we've got, and during the course of the day you'll see most of those units move over to the fire ground. So as we start to dwindle our capacity, we may then need to ask for further resources from further afield. And we've also got our ICON demo site that we're using, so that we're feeding information through Rural Fire Service that way. So basically we've got planning, operations and our intel all across the front table here, and they're all working in unison. And we've then got logistics, incident control and public liaison, media liaison on the back stage here. And in addition to that, we've got personnel in another office who are the fire ground. So they're providing information via radio communications into the IMT here that tries to simulate a real-time active fire ridge.
Now, the exercise today, what is the scenario? What's happened?
Well, basically we've got a fire about 9 kilometres northwest of Mullion Creek in some very mountainous terrain, and it's working under the influence of a northwesterly wind with probably normal summer weather. We're probably going to expect somewhere around about 30 degrees, 15% humidity, and wind gusts of up to 35 kilometres an hour today. So what that's going to do is that's going to push that fire through to the Mullion Creek area, or at least threaten the Mullion Creek community. And there is a southwesterly change later in the day, which will then turn that fire around and then threaten the pine forest plantations, which means has a lot of value in monetary value, but it also has high impact into towns like Tumut and Oberon, where we have milling and processing capability for that pine forest plantation. So there is an enormous amount of there will be an enormous amount of impact on both the local community, both here locally and further afield from this fire today.
Now, you mentioned Mullion Creek as the example of the nearest community. If this was a fire that was burning today, what sort of actions would you be taking to try and protect that community, given the knowledge you had very early on in the fire?
That's part of the real challenge that we have today, to ensure that we get plenty of information out by the media and our public liaison role, and plenty of information into our icon system, which then feeds public websites, Facebook, Twitter, to provide a whole host of information to the public about where the fire is, what it's doing, what its threats are, and more importantly, what the people living in that community should do. So we're trying to exercise not just the coordination of the firefighting resources on site, we're also trying to make sure that the information that those resources provide us with, we filter that information out as quickly as possible in real time, so that in the event of a real fire, those people in those communities can actually get some useful ideas about what they should do, what they shouldn't do, where they can go, where they can't go, and what sort of activities they should do to protect their own properties.
Now, this is an exercise, but how close is it to a real case scenario?
Well, the proof will be in the pudding there. Hopefully we'll start to see some people here in the next couple of hours get, their stress levels will increase. And if that occurs, then we know we're really exercising people. If we start to see people rushing around and raising voices and getting quite stressed, then we know we're achieving our result, and that is that it's feeling like it's real. And the biggest impact of that is when there's that interdependence upon the team. One person relies on another to get a job or information done. And that level of independence, probably in the next hour or so, will start to show.
Firecom, Canobolas Control, Blue over.
Canobolas Control, Firecom.
Yes, Firecom, I've now got 4 units on scene here with me. I'm going to need probably another 3 units, 2 Cat 7s and a Cat 1. They'll be working on the western side, and it'll be probably better if they come in from Belgravia Road up Canobolas Road. We're going to have to be doing some backburning, it looks like here. I will also require a dozer, because I've got no containment to the north of this fire, so I'll have to create a containment line. I'll give you some grid references for that in a little while. But if you could maybe send someone from Molong or something like that to come across Belgravia Road, Canobolas, or OMR, somewhere like that, and I'll give you further details of where they are to stage. Over.
Okay, received that. So you want to put in a backburn, you require a dozer as there's no containment lines, and they can come in via Belgravia Road. Copy so far?
Affirmative, over.
Okay, received that. We have ordered 2 dozers, 2 graders. Where would you like them, over?
Okay, if I could get 1 dozer and 1 grader to the property Canobolas, and then get them to switch over to my channel, and I'll activate them from there. And the other dozer and grader, if they can come up to The second staging area, which is at the property Calnee, ready for a grid reference over.
This is the request for a Section 44 declaration. We've requested aircraft. We've been advised by the MIG to source all our heavy plant locally. We need to crank that up. They're going to pay, but now we put the declaration, it won't matter. Roy's done a press release to the community. Aircraft are on their way and will be here at 10:40 and 10:50. What else do we need to do? Anything from your side, Art, from operations?
We could probably use some more people to assist in planning. People to assist with logs and requests.
We'd put a request in for a mapper, for a GIS person.
Yeah, a GIS mapper, yeah.
Flood them with a request for whole lots of staff and resources and full IMT and 5-day shift.
We need do you want
We want
air controller?
We want an air-based manager.
We want everything.
Yep, air-based manager.
Okay.
Right,
Everything
and we
in
need
that box.
a night shift IMT.
Yes.
Right.
What about, how many aircraft are you put in for?
2 at the moment.
Two at the
Do another
moment.
request for another 2 bombers and 3 helicopters.
So you'll need a
and
platform, will you?
Yeah.
We need
Air
some
attacks.
Yeah, we'll need a platform as well. Yeah.
Dave, how are we getting an updated fire weather forecast? I mean, they've only given us one before. But if there is a change will be coming, and it obviously will be after 4 o'clock. The process of either going around the system
We're out at 2.
or further requesting an updated fire weather.
What we do is we put a request into the analysis group in Sydney and get them to give us what they think or what they predict to where that fire's going.
Can you,
And what-
you
with the
speak
weather
to
conditions and
MIC?
all
You
the
call
rest
the MIC as the DIC and ask for a fire analysis analyst to be up here ASAP.
No, they can do it from Sydney.
They can do it from there, can they?
Yeah. Don't say up here or mate, because you'll lose your planning officer straight away.
And does he need to send through a form for a 5-gram weather forecast?
Yes, they
Yeah.
should be doing that.
Yeah. So you'll need to get a 5-gram weather forecast form and send that through.
Now, Jeff,
Normally planning would do that.
Jeff, have you got enough information on coming back from the guys in the field about rate of spread, fire behaviour,
I've only just
confirmation of staging grounds? safe
Well,
pathways?
we've sorted staging areas out.
You've sorted that, and that's
Yep.
confirmed?
We've got a fire ground.
I need some.
Point of
I need some divisions,
Yeah.
or I'll have to invent the divisions.
Yeah,
Invent them.
I guess we just got to invent them.
We need to confirm those 2 staging areas we've been talking about.
Back on the
Yeah,
fire ground.
because Nils has given us 2 staging areas, and they were
Okay.
different to the 2 that you and I spoke about.
Well,
So, and he
should
did that
have-
at the same time we were discussing it. So,
Yeah. But the problem is with his 2 areas, Calneel is a Barry Carswell property.
Yes.
If you know how to get to that, which you do, it's a long way around the world to get
Yeah.
there. And Kalula happens to be fair in front of the fire.
yeah, so we probably need to advise him that those staging areas need to be moved right to the 2 locations that you and I picked out, one at the north and one at the
Yeah,
southwest.
Honeyman's and Belgrade
Yeah.
Road.
Okay. And there's water at both of those points, and they can set the staging out right on the dams at both points. So.
Okay. Yeah, you got enough plant? How much plant have we got?
You're going to need as much plant as you can get, because that's going to be a canopy fire coming through there with on the top of.
So we've got 2 graders, 2
Cypress
dozers
pine.
now. We want at least 6 dozers and 6 graders and 6 bulk water carriers.
Because forestry are going to need to start cleaning up their side of the world.
Like a little
And I've just remembered a brand new house between Burrendong Way and the forestry. It's just been built.
Okay.
Especially
So the fire trails they have been touched up in the last year or so.
Yeah,
On
but
that western
when
side,
it-
there's still going to be more work to
Yeah.
be done to get
What
those
your problem is when once it breaches Burrendong Way, it gets into Sweeting's property. You're looking at 50 plus tonne to the hectare. Your next stop is the
There is one around
railway line.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not going to stop anything.
Well, look, we need
And the
aviation
next stop
fuel, avgas, and
is your place.
It was in the native bushes.
They come with fuel.
Yeah, then, see, once it gets over the railway line, it'll be grass and it'll be gone.
Thanks.
You'll
Just
hit
one
that
of
pine
the
like
things
it's
we
going out of
picked up
style.
with heavy plant